Let's take a look at the LIFO and FIFO concepts. LIFO being last in, first out, and FIFO being first in, first out. And I'll show you number 11, which is a FIFO, first in, first out problem, and your problem is a LIFO, last in, first out. And so remember that as you're working through your problem. For mine, problem number 11, it says the Wolfson Corporation had inventory 450 units, and I have that information all put in here, and so we'll take a look at it, and then I'll kind of hopefully try to walk you through yours a little bit too. But so I had ending inventory of 450 units, which cost $22 per unit. So my total cost of those goods was that, and information that I may or may not need there. My January inventory then I need to make, based on the problem, it just tells me I'm going to make 850 units, but my cost of goods per unit is going to go up to $25, and so my total cost of goods made in January is going to be $21,250. And this information in particular I don't need, but anyhow, my cost of goods year-end inventory is $450. Now I'm doing, mine is FIFO. Okay. I'm even gonna do all that. Okay. So I'm doing a FIFO, or first in, first out, and so that means that the first inventory that I have or that I've produced is the first out the door, and therefore I need to calculate it that way. Excuse me a second. Sorry for that interruption. I often forget to unplug my phone. So I know then if it's first in, first out, and I sold 800 units is what it's saying in January. So I know that I sold the original 450 units, okay, that I produced in December last year, year end, okay. And so I sold those first. So I sold all of those. And so I can simply, copy that number down. I didn't sell all of these 850 units. I only sold 350 of those, right, to make the 800. And I probably didn't show that math, but math that I think most of us could do. If I sold 800 units, 450 from last year's, I know that I will have sold 350. And I know that my cost of those was $25 per unit. And so I simply have to calculate that cost by taking my units times my cost of goods sold. Okay, and then I add that to get my total actual cost of goods sold for the stuff that I sold in January. Now, if it was LIFO, last in, first out, and let's say I had 1,000 units, okay, that I sold, then I would have sold these January units first. I'd have sold 850 of those, 21,250, and I'd have sold 150 of those that I had produced or that were in inventory anyhow at year end at $22, right? And so I would have changed my calculation a little bit. Obviously my answer would have been different.